It was the Leave side that said, this is going to be the easiest trade deal in history. We can get it in an afternoon. We will easily be able to get trade deals around the world. Many of the things that they said were absolutely pie in the sky. And if you look at any possible deal we're going to get and compare it to what people were promised with Brexit, there will be a gaping gap. Now, that is a reason why people might want a second referendum. I mean, if, for example, well, let me give you an illustration. Let me give you an illustration. Would you buy a house without knowing the price? No, you would not. Should we finally decide to leave Europe without knowing the cost of doing so? And by the cost, I don't just mean to the government, to the nation. I mean to the lives of individual people in every constituency in the land. Now, I think it's arguable that once the cost is known, if it is as damaging as I believe it will be, it may not be, the negotiations may be a success, but I have my doubts. If it is as damaging as I believe it to be, then you either face the question of letting the public endorse it or not, or 5 years down the road, when it is blazingly apparent how much has gone wrong, there will be a huge amount of disillusion, much greater disillusion than we've yet seen with the British political system. Because, so a referendum isn't an easy option, but it's not one at this stage that I would rule out.
Because you said in terms during the first referendum, this is it. There's only going to be one referendum. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. There will be no more referendums. And now you've changed your mind. And that's why some of your critics on the 𝗪𝗡𝗧 side of the party are so angry with you.
If circumstances change, you change your mind. I think that was said by a very wise man.
J.M. Keynes.
Absolutely, Keynes. And we now know that circumstances have changed. The promises made are not going to be met. And if the promises made are not going to be met, there is a justification for changing your mind on letting the public decide whether the Brexit they're offered after the negotiations is going to be remotely like the Brexit that was promised by the Leave campaign during the referendum. I do not believe it will be remotely like the promises that were made.